You ever notice the best nights usually start after work?
See you there on Monday. Monday.
Chicago, Celeste, 5 a.m. Shaking my last martini, counting tips, checking
All
flights.
right, we're on our way to the airport. Let's go.
I'm a bartender by trade, but a storyteller by nature. And this is another round. A little show where we chase the world's greatest cocktail cultures. Not just the drinks, but the people, the history, the soul behind every glass. Because cocktails aren't just about getting lit. They're about where you come from, who you are, and who you hope to be when the ice melts. Chicago to New Orleans. And what better way to start the story than a place that invented it all? New Orleans. You step off the plane and you can already hear the brass bands, smell the fried seafood and spilled whiskey. And just like that, you know,
we made it
in the Midwest.
It's raining.
Yeah, so we went ahead and found this place because we can't do our check-in until 4. So we dropped our bags off. Now we're gonna go to Drago's, get some char-grilled oysters. First stop, Drago's. You haven't really arrived in New Orleans until you burn your fingers on one of their char-broiled oysters.
I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. I'm thirsty too. We got a couple hurricanes coming. Oh wait, look, hurricanes in here. All right, what we got here? We got a hurricane. My very first hurricane. Cheers. Well, that's right up your alley.
Drowning in butter, garlic, and smoke. No fork, no shame, and definitely no leftovers. Got the crab au gratin right here. Get in there, dip it in there. All the dips, all the dips. So, I think she got butter on her bag. She needs a bib. I need a bib. Look at that stain right there. We're doing good. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, we're doing it too. If you really want to touch the soul of New Orleans cocktail culture, you have to go deeper. Sazerac House. Part museum, part bar, part shrine to the city's most famous drink. The Sazerac is often called America's first cocktail. Cognac or rye whiskey, bitters, sugar and absinthe, smooth, bitter aromatic, and endlessly imitated. At the Sazerac House, you don't just drink history, you definitely feel it. All right. Because there, cocktails, they aren't just drinks, man. I'm telling you, they're stories. And nobody tells them better than this city.
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome. I'm Jamie.
Trouble, trouble, boil and bubble. Over life's thorny path you'll stumble, then you'll awake one fine day, and your troubles will have vanished away.
Next up, Nice Guys Nola. Brunch with Bounce. This place is alive. The MC calling out the crowd like a preacher at a block party. The second line weaving through the dining room. Everybody clapping and singing back. There's lamb chops on my plate. There's rum in my glass. There's a whole lot of energy in the room. And this is what we came here for. Culture, flavor, fun, the good kind of chaos. Then we check into the house, and I won't lie, it was a little much. This massive 3-story spot with a pool, balconies, and all the sorts, right? This massive 3-story spot with a pool and some balconies. This kind of place you book when you think 8 people are coming, but only actually 3 show up. Whatever, we each got our own floor. Decadence is a New Orleans tradition anyway. After dark, Bourbon Street calls. Bourbon Street is loud, gaudy, beautiful, a parade of bad decisions and neon lights. But tucked inside all the madness is one of the most fascinating bars in the city, the old Absinthe House. Now, absinthe is more than just a strong drink. It's ritual, history, a little dangerous, and maybe even a little magic. The bartender sets up the fountain, the slotted spoon, the sugar cube. Green fairy swirls in the glass. Bitter, herbaceous, intoxicating. You sip it slow, you feel it crawl into your thoughts. You start to understand why artists and poets swore by it. But if you're really paying attention, New Orleans will take you even deeper. Behind the Absinthe House, there's a little hidden room. Part speakeasy, part shrine to the city's spiritual roots. Here, they serve cocktails with intention. One made with Florida
to keep negative things from attaching themselves to you. So a lot of us that work in the quarter at the end of the night will splash on a little Florida water just in case. You know what I mean? It keeps negative energies from bonding to you and kind of keeps everything clear. So we just created a cocktail using gin that has all of the aromatics of
Florida water.
Yeah.
Okay. Blessed to keep bad spirits away. Another invoking love, luck, or protection, depending on what you need that night. That's the thing about New Orleans. Every drink tells a story. Every glass holds more than just booze. It holds the prayers of the bartender who made it. And that was just the first day. Seeking. There's a seeker born every minute to search for truths about life and belief is meaningful, but not all can or will be revealed to us. Truth is subjective, different for everyone. Spiritual seeking doesn't mean peeking over the curtain of existence. There's only spiritual practice, no final mastery or destination. Human beings are an audience to a grand play where all of life's glories and sorrows are presented to us, for us to view, but not always to understand. Humility.
I got a song.
I don't know what I would do without y'all. I'm a boss of the day. I'm a boss. Yeah, long as my bitches love me, my bitches love me, my bitches. I got some damn bitches.
In New Orleans, the cocktails are alive. The spirits, both liquid and otherwise, are always watching. And if you listen closely, they just might let you in on a secret. Waking up in New Orleans is different. You don't just wake up, you come back to life. So we shake off the night before and head straight to Canal Street, the artery of the city. Canal is more than just a street, it's a gateway. It's where the old and the new collide. The French Quarter on one side, the central business district on another. And it's where some of the city's most iconic bars and cocktails live. We drop into a few events, tasting through agave spirits, meeting bartenders and distillers who treat tequila and mezcal like a sacred art. You don't just drink agave here, you feel it in your bones. Then we step into the legendary Roosevelt Hotel. Today, it's a Waldorf Astoria property, but you can feel the ghost of its glamorous past. The kind of bar where deals were made, cigars were smoked, and cocktails perfected. Naturally, we ordered a Sazerac, the drink that put New Orleans on the cocktail map. Rye, whiskey, sugar, Peychaud bitters, absinthe rinse, simple, perfect, and still somehow a little mysterious. Next stop, Hotel Montleone. This place is famous for its carousel bar, where the whole bar literally rotates as you sit and sip. It's dizzying and magical at the same time. And the drink to order here, the debauchery. Named after the French Quarter or Old Square, this cocktail is New Orleans in a glass. Rye, cognac, sweet vermouth, Benedictine, and bitters. Strong, balanced, complex, like the city itself. But the highlight of the day was a private event hosted by Hennessy and Turkey in the Wool. On one side, you got Alexis Brown, Hennessy's national ambassador, and Jordan Bushell, their global ambassador, showing off what happens when cognac meets creativity. On the other, Mason Hereford, owner of Turkey and the Wolf and one of the wildest, most fun kitchens in town. Together, magic. Alexis treats us to some of the most innovative Hennessy cocktails I've ever had. Like the Hennessy Bliss with coconut water, honey citrus, and soda. Bright, refreshing, and unexpected. Now the dinner itself, 3 decadent courses that end on a high note, and an XO Manhattan that can make you believe in God. It's not just dinner, it's a masterclass in what happens when old traditions meet fearless creativity. But the night wasn't done yet. Not in New Orleans. We wrapped the day at one of the city's most exciting new spots, Jolie. Jolie is more than a restaurant. It's a vibe anchored by one of the city's sharpest bar leads, my brother Kel Brown. Tonight, he's hosting a collab with Ming River Bajou. Tonight's event was bustling. Bartenders, industry folks, locals, all leaning in, tasting, learning, and laughing. That's what I love about nights like this. You come for the cocktails, but you stay for the energy. And with that, we called it a night. Day 2 in New Orleans, all done. Day 3, and we're still standing. Barely, but standing. This morning, we're back with Hennessy. It's time for the big pop-up, and they did not disappoint. Walking in felt like stepping through time. Every corner of the space took you deeper into the story of Hennessy. From its beginnings in 1765 to the roaring jazz clubs in the 20s, to 70s nightlife, to the sleek modern future of the brand. Everyone on the team was dressed to the era. They were repping, cocktails matched to the moment, history in the glass. It was just the right amount of spectacle. That's what makes Hennessy special. It's not just about what's in the bottle, it's about where it's been and where it's going. And of course, we sipped our way through for research. After that, we wandered back into the heart of the French Quarter. We found ourselves right outside Jackson Square with the St. Louis Cathedral towering over the street arts and tarot readers. And just across the way, Café du Monde. You can't come here and not stop. Beignets, hot, fluffy, covered in powdered sugar that ends up all over your shirt and your shoes, even your soul. And a cafe au lait. Strong, sweet, rich. Cafe Du Monde has been serving this same little slice of heaven since 1862, and judging by the line out front, they're not slowing down anytime soon. After shaking off the powdered sugar, we wander deeper into the French market. It's one of the oldest open-air markets in the country. Over 200 years of smells, sounds, colors, and characters. You can buy anything here. Pralines, hot sauce, voodoo dolls, and a pair of sunglasses you'll lose tomorrow. Tucked away near the back, we slipped into a little authentic voodoo shop. Now, voodoo isn't some touristy gimmick. Not really. It's a living spiritual tradition brought here by the enslaved Africans and blended with Catholic saints and French Creole folklore. So we did what any self-respecting visitor would do. We found shelter at Aaron Rose. This place is one of Bourbon Street's best-kept secrets, famous for their frozen Irish coffee. And let me tell you, every bit as good as they say. Cold, creamy, just sweet enough, and with a kick that reminds you why we came here in the first place. The rain stopped, and we rushed over to a private pop-up by Remy Martin, styled after the legendary Harry's Bar. The room felt like something out of a dream. Champagne flutes clinking, caviar shimmering on ice, martinis so cold they bit back. And then, the highlight, a private, in-depth tasting of Louis XIII. If you've never had Louis XIII, it's not just a cognac. It's time in a bottle. Decades of history and craftsmanship in every drop. The international ambassador walked us through it all. The blend of eau de vie, the legacy of the cellar masters, the crystal decanter itself. Every sip was nuanced, complex, and unforgettable. It's the kind of drink you don't just taste, you remember. After a quick stop back at the house to collect our slaves, we headed out for the most unforgettable meal of the trip, dinner at Arnaud's, right in the heart of the French Quarter. Arnaud's is a New Orleans institution, old school elegance, live jazz playing right behind us as we ate, because in the city, even dinner comes with a soundtrack. We feasted. Gumbo that tasted like somebody's grandmother made it just for you, crab, gator, frog legs, escargot, because how do you say no to escargot when it looks this good? And of course, cocktails. We passed them around the table like communion, but the standout was the classic grasshopper. Creamy, cool, minty, and perfect little New Orleans night. After Arnaud's, we were full but not finished. We walked off dinner with a slow stroll through the French Quarter, slipping into a few more little bars along the way. But I wanted something more, something deeper. So we wandered down to Frenchmen Street. If the French Quarter is for the tourists, Frenchman is for the locals. You could feel a shift in the air. More grit, more soul, more jazz. We stopped at 3090, a little club where the horns blared so high you could swear you could smell the jazz in the air. We sipped, we listened, we let the music soak into our bones. On the way home, we grabbed one last nightcap and scooped up my brother Juki, who flew in late, but wasn't about to miss the end of day 3.
Fucking bad. You thought I wasn't fucking coming? I'm in this bitch.
By day 4, the city had already given us everything we thought we came for. And then Juki finally showed up, which meant more food, more drinks, more New Orleans. We started where all good ketchups should start, Felix's Oyster Bar, right in the heart of the French Quarter. At Felix's, we did it all. Raw oysters so fresh they practically bite back. Sitting there slurping down oysters one after the other, I realized this was officially the most oysters I have ever had on a trip in my life.
Oh, that's it. That's hitting, baby.
And I didn't regret a single one. walking them down those streets, giving them the full experience because there's nothing like seeing this city through someone else's eyes. Then we finally made good on a promise I've been teasing all week, Pat O'Brien's. If Bourbon Street had a beating heart, this might be it. Famous for one thing and one thing only, a hurricane. This cocktail was born here in the 1940s. Rum was plentiful, but whiskey it was hard to get. Pat's mixed up a drink with rum, passion fruit, lemon, sugar, and poured it into a curvy glass shaped like a hurricane lamp. And the rest is history. You don't just drink a hurricane, you let it remind you where you are. After Pat O'Brien's, we weren't quite done yet. Crystal has been bugging us all trip to stop by Gumbo Shop, so of course we had to make it happen. Famous for their hot sauce, fiery, flavorful, and very necessary if you're planning to eat like a local. Naturally, I grabbed a few bottles to take home. Wandering back through the quarter, we stumbled on Royal House. And man, they served up the biggest po' boy I've ever seen. Bigger than my head, and somehow even better than it looked. After all those hurricanes and sidecars, we definitely needed something solid to soak it all up. And this was perfect.
Got the bacon, fried oysters, got the rumblet. I put the crystals on there.
She didn't want to get an Uber?
A little hot sauce, a little mayo. Brings it all together for the perfect bite. You feel me?
And then the grand finale, we capped off this incredible trip with Remy Martin's 300-year anniversary party. They transformed the warehouse into something magical. Chandeliers, jazz, cocktails flowing, and all my industry friends in one room. Some I've known for years, and others I just met that night. People flew in from Chicago, New York, LA, and beyond, all to celebrate 3 centuries of craft and culture. The highlight, a sidecar pyramid. You've seen Champagne Towers, but a sidecar tower, only Remy. My guy Cal Smith, Remy's national rep, and a brother from Chicago poured the whole thing himself and handed me a glass. The perfect toast to the end of my very first Tales of a Cocktail. This trip was a reminder of why I started another round. Because cocktails aren't just drinks. They're stories, they're history. They're a way to connect with the people around you, with the places you visit, and with the past that got us here. There's no better place to start this journey than New Orleans, where cocktail culture isn't just alive, it's in the air you breathe. Now, where we go next, who knows? But I hope you'll join me for another round.